anything, it shouldn't really affect that easement because of the fact that the poles will be even higher yet, and they're not that low to begin with. So I'm going to try to forward that on to Larry just to make sure that's not something that's going to affect that discussion with National Grid about going across their power line easement, which isn't being used, but that may have a minor effect on what we're doing down there with that transfer station sale, because we left open the issue of the easement across the National Grid easement. So that was apparently was there when we bought it and nobody saw it. So we're trying to resolve it. So there might be a minor effect on us with that, but it shouldn't be anything that we really have to worry about. And that's it, right?
That's it. I think other business, I just wanted to ask the committee if there was any thoughts about regular scheduling of the planning agency meeting. I know that it's from the point of view of the Board of Supervisors Administration that it's not favorable to do it before the board meeting in their world. So we try and do it so that it aligns with, like, say, finance or public works, like so that when you're already coming to meetings and
yeah, they've got, when they're already having meetings, the problem is they're trying to get their meetings set up. And so I'm sure this isn't trying to get this thing set up as well. Maybe we could do it before, like after ag planning or something like that, when we're all still online. Well, Deb's not, that's not her committee.
Well,
but
we used to do it it was the majority of time we did it was after Public Works, but that's when, well, Cassie wasn't on it then. So, but Cassie usually goes to Public Works.
So before
I'm on the committee, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but before I think we make a decision today, I want to inform the planning agency that, as you all know, due to Chris Bolt's departure, there's a vacancy on the board. I intend on Tuesday at the Ag Planning meeting to recommend to the committee recommend to the board the appointment of Allison Gaddy. Allison works for the Lake George, Lake Champlain Regional Planning Board as a senior planner. She used to do the GML 239 reviews for Saratoga County when she was has relevant experience. And Lake Champlain, Lake George is more than happy to have Allison do that because we fund that agency in part. And so it's an additional service that they can provide us. So I guess my request is, before absolutely deciding today, I think I'd like to get Allison's inputs if the committee decides to recommend her for appointment. Because one of the things that I don't want to have happen, she'll, as of right now, obviously everything is being done on Zoom. But if we go back to in-person meetings, then that means that she wouldn't be in the building. She's up in the Lake George area. So we would have to figure out, are we going to work out some sort of a hybrid style meeting? Would she have to be in the building? In which case the timing of the meetings would be even more impacted.
Yeah, I think we have to see it's a good idea to get somebody with a lot of expertise on this kind of thing. And that was Chris's bailiwick. He was very good at this kind of thing. So I think it's important to get somebody like her in there. If the governor continues the waivers that he's granted for this kind of meeting, it would be no problem to have her joined by Zoom and then just put her up on a screen and have the rest of us there. That's really going to be the question. I suspect he will continue those things afterwards because it's proven to be very convenient for everybody. But I don't know. So I would check with her and on the assumption that she had to come here and find out if there was one day or time that was better for her than not. But, and then if she didn't have to, that'd be great. But I would assume at some point she will. And that way we'd be ready for it if that is what actually happens.
So Chris was on it by virtue of his expertise, not because the county administrator is
Yeah.
particular.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
No, he wasn't it wasn't ex officio.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Is that what that is?
Because we kind of made on the planning board, we made some appointments like you were ex officio. In other words, whoever was in your job was on the board. When we went to this
Oh.
new system of just 3 people, we just appointed people to it. Not even appointed. We just used this group as the planning group. So
Okay.
because it's more of a staff review than it is anything else, and then we have a supervisor on it to make sure the staff isn't just doing things without any knowledge. So
Yeah, the process would continue, that Pamela would do the initial review, forward it to the committee, but similar to having Chris's sort of expert eye run over it, now you will have Allison to provide the same function.
right.
Good.
And another big picture eye, which is not a bad thing. I mean, Deb, you're in it for the big picture, on the county impact, and having another person who has almost a bigger picture with the regional stuff
Yep.
wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Good. So maybe it won't be after DPW. Does she generally go to the ag and planning meeting? This person you're talking about? No. Oh,
No,
all right.
she works up at the regional planning board, so she works
Oh,
in
okay.
Lake George, so she's not a county employee.
Good.
Well, let's see
All right.
let's see what we have. Let's see what her options are. Have we seen if she's interested in it, or is it one of those things
She
where they
is.
volunteered her?
She's actually out on pregnancy leave right now. I'm not sure exactly what date she's returning to work. But the executive director of the regional planning board gave permission to do it, reached out to Allison. Allison has agreed to do it, obviously subject to appointment.
Okay. And we don't know who we're going to get for an administrator. Maybe we'll find somebody who's, got a lot of expertise in that too. So I think we can go along for a little bit without, while we wait and see how things shake out. But I think Zoom is in our indefinite future, probably at least till the summer. So, and maybe even longer than that. So, we can go through to ag planning and see, what their pleasure is.
Right.
Okay. So there's nothing else
Sounds
to talk
good.
about, right? All right. So Cassie, I guess you're the chair if you're still there, and or the temporary pro tem leader of the group. So if you'd like to just bring the meeting to a close, we're good to go.
Okay, I'm here. My position on here is because when we set it up, they put the ag planning chair on it. So if you move me from an ag chair, then whoever the ag chair is, the supervisor that sits on it.
Right.
But
You are
that's not
ex-officio.
really yes. But you
Right.
guys muted me, so I couldn't say that. But anyways, okay, I'm adjourning the meeting.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.